Hello. Today we're going to take a moment and give a brief overview of the new Curriculum Hub. So to get started, I'm going to show you guys the easiest place to locate this hub and other resources as we go through the school year. Website has been redesigned, but if you go under resources and scroll down, you'll see staff resources. This is going to bring up a page where you will be asked to authenticate because it's for staff members only. So I will be sending out the password to everyone so it is handy and you guys are able to access this site. But once you log in, this will take you to a lot of different resources that we have for you guys. And this will constantly get scaled up too. But where we're going to go where we're going to go today is into the Curriculum Hub. So I'm going to just pop into there. And this hub is a result of work that our UBD committee did this summer and working in conjunction with our Act 48 and our grading committee. So this is the start. And this will be a resource that you guys will have at your disposal. We will scale this site up to assist you in all future curriculum development. We had used MindMup in the past, but we are going to make the switch and do everything right within Google. And I'm going to show you how that will take place. So when you come in, very first thing you want to do is scroll down. You will see an overview of the presentation for day one and or what is UBD and why we're doing what we're doing, along with a brief overview of the hub and the project that we are going to embark on. I know this is going to look a little bit overwhelming, but just know that this is a multi-year project, and we will get through this one step at a time. So if you scroll down at the bottom, you'll see that there are links, and these links, you'll see them in a couple other places. All these links will be available also within the UBD Google Classroom, Google Curriculum Writing Classroom, and you can access that just by going under UBD and Curriculum Writing. In addition, the information for the class code is listed on the bottom. I'm not going to go through every single one of these templates for time, but I do want to show you how they open up. It will open up as a forced copy. You'll hit make a copy, and then this will give you the template from which you can do actually your mapping and you're working on. The very first thing you're going to want to do is to change the course name. You'll see that. We're going to want to change all this. So delete that, change it, and what you'll want to do after is put your course name in, something that is easily identifiable. Anything in red you'll see is where you will be required to type, and then after you are done, you can change that and it's approved. We'll change to a black font so we know that it's completed. Just a couple things about this particular template. This is a derivative of what we put together working, as I said, this summer. We came up with this template, and then Liz Ernst and I really picked it apart, with Liz being with her feedback being the driving factor. We really wanted to take a look at this and see what it looked like, and wanted to make it teacher friendly, teacher relevant. So there are links, and each one of these hyperlinks, there are 10 units that we put on here as the template. Obviously, we could scale that down or up as needed, and we'll show you guys how to do that. So there are hyperlinks. You could jump right directly to a unit, back to the table contents. And then this will be housed actually in a way that we'll be able to have a jump off point off of the hub as we scale this up and move forward. So this is another forced copy at your day one assignment. Lesson plan template The exemplars being the only one that is not a forced copy. So I want to talk about these tabs. The curriculum framework tab. I pulled everything that is in this section outside of the PMEA model curriculum and the legacy curriculum, which I'll speak to, directly off of the PDS or PDE SAS website. That stands for Standard Aligned Systems. That is a site, if you haven't been there in a while, the state has put considerable resources in it to develop additional instructional materials. If you look under each subject, though, if you drill into it, you'll see that the curriculum framework has been copied and pasted directly into this page. This has a lot of different stuff: essential questions, concepts, competencies, all that's all aligned to PA Core, and it's all produced there. I strongly advise you guys to take a deep look at this when you start to do your curriculum mapping. In addition, just some specifics for ELA and math, the state put considerable amount of additional resources in, and they actually developed these modules in resources that correspond with all of this. Want to point this out. You do have to be logged into your SAS account. If you do not have one, you'll need to register for one. So if you click those links without registering, it's gonna ask you to authenticate to come into the to the program. Excuse me. This is a comprehensive list of all the ELA modules. If you click on one, it'll take you to that. Just so you understand where they got this from, this is a PDF that spells out how they came about with this product. Excuse me. It was built in a way that is 36 weeks, which aligns to the 36 weeks or 180 days of instruction. And it pretty much follows the academic calendar. And not only that, if you look at the scope and the sequence vertically, it takes you all the way through from pre-K to to grade 12, and shows you how those standards and anchors build upon one another. This is highly aligned to the test. It's something that I would be extremely mindful of as you're going through this process. A couple other key links that I want to show you under curriculum framework. Or the crosswalk page. Once again, this was taken directly from PD SAS, but if you haven't seen these, I would strongly encourage you guys to take a look at them, or if it's been a while. They're all listed here. It'll pull up a PDF, but this will list the PA Core Standard, its corresponding National Common Core Standard, and the old academic standard. Why is this important? Because this opens up a myriad of resources that are just sitting out there on the World Wide Web for you to use. A lot of it has been vetted as you search, but if you just go and search by any National Common Core standard and you look at those resources that come up, you'll know if it's aligned or not through this crosswalk. And that's important, like I said, when you're finding specific resources to build out your sites, your work. The last one, and this is just if you take this takes you to a complete list of curriculum resources from PD SAS. And while this is a great resource, one of the things I've found over the years in working with staff, it's extremely frustrating to locate items because lots of times they'll change the links. And, quite frankly, the development wasn't there early on in the process, and teachers lost a lot of confidence in this portal. I will tell you, I spent extensive amount of time in PDE SAS, both as an administrator and working in the private sector. And I could tell you that There's a lot more there now that had been there in the past. This will also continue to be scaled out as we have additional resources, but the one section I want to make sure that you guys see and are aware of is the legacy curriculum section. This work was pulled directly from On Hand School at Insight. I took them down one by one and then converted them into Google Doc format and reformatted them so you guys can actually use this to copy and paste as a resource there. And most importantly, that work that you had done in the past, it's not lost. It's all there. I didn't look at this in extreme detail, but I do see essential questions. I do see big ideas. I do see lots of standards, vocab, a lot of stuff that could be recycled, reformatted, used again as you do another touch on your curriculum development. All right. The UBD tabs, this is going to, provide links to, this is pretty much mirrors what's on the first page, but just another way to see it, place to see it. It's going to take you to, the templates are on there too, and some additional resources. Probably one of the most important links is the Google Classroom link that corresponds with the resources here. We will, as I said, the code is out, but we'll be pushing this out to everyone in addition to a direct link to the curriculum hub. If you go into classwork, you'll see that these subjects or the topics and materials, they're the exact same that you would see on the curriculum hub. Other links, jmctie.com. There is a ton of stuff here, too much for me to go over. Everything from templates to proper vocabulary to other instructional resources. I would take a look at this. If you come in and go specifically to resources, you're going to see a lot of different stuff. And just so you're aware, this is put together by Jay McTie, who is one of the two individuals who came up with backwards design and are the gurus and the experts of it. But like I said, you go here, you'll know that all these websites are lined up to UBD, design tools, essential questions. You need to take a look here as you're going through. There's a lot here for you guys. Coming back to the hub, this course template, this is a little bit down the road, but this will show you what the vision is. We will develop one of these for every course. We'll link modules or units here. We'll provide opportunities. We'll embed documents. This is where the living, breathing curriculum will be housed, and we'll be able to modify, which will be a lot different than, what we've done in the past. We put nice curriculum together and we throw them in binders and throw them on bookshelves. In fact, Mr. Rich and I found curriculum from 2003 sitting in binders. It probably hadn't been touched since 2003. So this will be, where we will house it. You guys will be able to have access to it, change it, modify it, push it out, all different kinds of things. We'll leverage all the resources that we have at our disposal to make it a little bit easier for you guys. That video repository section, this mirrors what we are posting on the Google Classroom, but I wanted to point it out so you knew where an easy jump off point is. And then lastly, under UBD, the exemplars, just a couple examples using the new template, the Liz Ernst template, so you guys can see how it was put together and what it can look like. So I'm not going to go over that in detail. You guys take a look at that on your own time. We have other tabs on here, and this will scale up with some additional tabs and resources as you get a little bit more comfortable with the site, and we continue to develop and create and curate resources that we feel are important for you guys to see. Um, there is something here on DOK. If you're not familiar with Webb's depth of knowledge, or if you haven't taken a look at it for a while, I would think it's a good time and natural time as you guys are working on curriculum and you're going to be working on, your questions and so forth. It's a good time to actually just take a step back and see, what's your questions, what your assessments look like, and what level are they at. And working with staff over the years, one of the things I've noticed and one of the eye-opening aha moments when we scored our own tests, we saw that, items that we thought maybe were level 3 or level 4 really were hitting 1s and 2s. So it's just a nice resource for you to come back to. And that's what the vision is for this hub, to just put more and more stuff here, jump off points, and a one-stop shop. We have additional information on differentiated instruction, the Freire model, Marzano framework. I do want to point out OER. OER stands for Open Educational Resources. This is actually why that crosswalk is so important, because there was a movement, Go Open. It started under the Obama administration, carried under the Trump administration, where they're providing high level, highly vetted resources, instructional resources, textbooks, and so forth, 100% free. I'm not saying you need to use every single piece of these of what you find out there, but I guarantee teachers they're great, excellent scavengers, and we're really good at beg, borrowing, and stealing and adapting. So if you peruse in there, you're going to find some things that may be of benefit to you. This Engage New York site is one I do want to point out. It was made. This site came as a result of the original Race to Top funds. New York won the big money. This was a $50 million site, where they spent a heck of a lot of time, effort, and resources to develop this website. There's everything from video instruction to something for everyone. Really, really strong though in the math and ELA. This lines up perfectly with National Common Core. If you crosswalk, you can find a lot of resources here that you can use. So I just wanted to point it out. This would be New York's equivalent of PDSAS, just in case you're wondering. All right, so with all that being said, that will wrap up the overview. As I said, we have an exciting school year planned for you guys. We've spent an exuberant amount of time meeting with teachers and multiple committees to come up with this. And we feel real good about where we're headed as a district as we reignite and get back to normal. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon, and looking forward to working with you guys. So have a great rest of your summer, and we'll see you soon enough. Take care.